It has been growing for 23 years. Under no circumstances and in no way should you ever short companies like these. This is exactly the spot where we can try to open a medium-term long position on the weekly charts. And from there, it is all about managing your stop loss. That is exactly how professional traders work, the ones who see positive returns on their accounts. Simple rules like these will allow you to consistently show steady positive returns over a long time horizon. Hello everyone. You are on the Old Trader channel. My name is Vladimir Karasyov. I am a trader from Russia. And today I would like to analyze McDonald's, see what is happening with the company, talk about which positions to hold right now, if anything is worth holding at all, and how to generally view this stock, whether to sell it or keep accumulating it. We will be discussing all of that today. So make sure to watch this video until the end. As always, the most interesting part is at the very end. And before we start, as usual friends, I have a big favor. Please like this video and let's take a look at the entire market history of McDonald's. I would like to start by noting that the company went public way back in January of 1968. Our first serious correction did not actually begin until after 1999. So the stock was growing essentially with a very slight gradient, but for 31 years nonetheless. This goes to show just how long uptrends can actually last. Because often, friends, we feel uncomfortable and scared to buy a stock that is already in an uptrend. We wait for corrections, we wait for crashes, dips, sell-offs, and so on. But it is important to understand that major trends are more likely to continue than to reverse. And so the first chapter of the uptrend for McDonald's essentially starts from its IPO and lasts all the way until 1999. That means the stock was growing for 31 years. And what is happening now, friends? Pay attention, you remember, right? The stock grew for 31 years. The current upward movement started for us back in February of 2003. It is now 2026, meaning the current uptrend has been going on for 23 years. 23 years. So you have to realize that, of course, there are corrective movements. Maybe it would have been wise to exit and re-enter the company multiple times, but nevertheless, the current uptrend has lasted 23 years. My friends, why am I telling you all of this? In my videos, I very often suggest that you look specifically at stocks that are growing, at those stocks that are in established uptrends. And the problem is that our psychology is wired in a way that makes us more interested in companies that are falling. They get cheaper, the price becomes attractive, then very attractive, then super attractive. But then at some point, after loading up our portfolios with these falling companies, we notice that the price is not growing anymore. It just stays at the bottom for quite a long time. We've already made videos about such companies, and traders call these types of companies fallen angels. Therefore, friends, you should look specifically in the direction of growing companies. And focusing on McDonald's, I want to say that the company is growing right now. In our lifetime, it has been growing for 23 years. I'll emphasize this once more. An upward trend for 23 years. We won't talk about fundamental factors now, or the fact that this company has branches almost all over the world and is known to everyone in every corner of the globe. That's not what this is about. We're on the exchange and we're interested in making money on one asset or another. So once again, I want to emphasize that you should look specifically at growing stocks. And for those who trade shorter time frames, let's look at the traditional trading setups. The things we all love, which I mentioned at the beginning of this video, right? At the end, as usual, all the most interesting stuff. I'll show you the trading setups that can be worked on from a shorter timing perspective, like the weekly time frame. So let's take a look at what's happening right now. Right now, on the monthly time frame, we see the formation of another corrective movement. Let me remind you again, we've had an upward trend for 23 years. And to understand when to make trading decisions and enter the stock, to buy the stock, because with companies that have been in upward trends for so long, we can only work from the long side. That is, such companies should never, under any circumstances, be shorted. Even though the upward trend looks threatening and scares many, and buying a stock at a high price is very frightening, nevertheless, I'll say it again. Friends, the stock market is designed to deceive most participants most of the time. So this needs to be clearly understood. Most of the time, the stock market deceives the majority of its participants. And here, again, McDonald's is a classic example in that you should only work from the long side, despite the very high current prices. Now let's look at specific trading setups, how to make trading decisions, when, where to set stops, and how to properly view this stock from a medium-term perspective, specifically the weekly time frames. And so notice the current corrective movement we're seeing now. Yes, the stock is going down. And notice what happened 3 weeks ago. We see the end of the trend. Yes, the candle body's maximum values go above the candle body of the previous cycle, the previous weekly candle. The candle shadow also goes higher. That's it. At this point, we understand that the downward trend is over. Next, we have two weekly candles, so-called counter-trend volatility and stabilization. Yes, a small corrective movement, and this week we have a breakout. This is exactly the place where we can try to open a medium-term long position on the weekly chart. At the same time, I repeat, the stop level is immediately below the minimum values of last week's candle, including the lower shadow. And all we need to do after we've opened a position is work with the stop, that is, move the stop behind the trend. When the current week concludes, we will move the stop loss level from right here to right here, and so on. And notice, friends, we've seen similar beautiful trading setups in the past, during the times of the most powerful drops. Take a look right here at this downward movement, another very clear move to the downside. We're going down, and then we see the end of this particular falling momentum. One candle, a stabilization candle without any counter trend volatility. This indicates that the current trend has come to an end. An absolute compromise has been reached, meaning everyone agrees with this and no one is disputing it. That is why no counter trend volatility is occurring. Immediately a stabilization candle followed by a breakout. That's it. At this point, you can open a position. The stop is placed below the lows of the stabilization candle, and from then on, it's all about the stop loss. The stop loss moves with the trend, resetting it each time below the minimum values of the previous weekly candle. And right here on this candle, we close the position. So that's it. This move, this entire move was consciously and correctly captured by a professional market participant. This is exactly how professional traders work, who, I repeat, maintain positive returns on their accounts. Just like that. The goal isn't to buy the security at the absolute lowest price, right here. The goal is to buy at the right time with quality risk, meaning a tight stop loss, join the move, and exit at the breakout. There is no goal to wait for the absolute peak of this movement. That is not the objective. You need to capture the central, most powerful part of the move. That's enough for a pro trader to show good, stable returns over long time horizons. And we are seeing the exact same thing now, friends. Same situation. Downward move. End of trend. Two candles. One counter trend volatility. One stabilization, breakout, and entry. No one knows how long a new bullish setup might last, but regardless, once open, we only close it by the stop loss we trail behind the trend. My friends, these simple rules will allow you to consistently show steady positive returns over a long time horizon. That is the most important thing. And finally, as always, friends, if you understand what I've said in this video and you agree with me, please give it a like. If you have your own opinion on this topic, leave a comment. I read all of them. Good luck to everyone, and may all your trades be profitable. We'll talk and see each other soon.